Where were we? Here's one I made earlier. Right. So that's my original one. That can go over there for now. And that's the one that I'm making now. That is my closure, which we'll have a look at in a bit. Now, I think it was Sarah said we were supposed to have done the front. Well, yeah, but I haven't done mine, so it doesn't really matter. All right, Ruth, I'll see you soon. But we've done that inside page, but what we're going to have a look at now are these 3 pages in the middle. And all I'm going to do is just take you through what I did originally. I mean, you know, you can do what you like with these to decorate it. You know, that's how you make it your own. But I'll just go over what I did. And then if you want to copy it by all means. And if you want to do your own thing, do your own thing. So what we're going to do first is finish decorating, and then I think if we make the inserts and stuff and do some of our photo mats, that might be a way forward. So let's start with the far left hand side. So all I'm going to do is literally a direct copy of what I've done here. I've actually done all my fussy cutting, which is a minor miracle. The only thing is it's just finding all the bits. So I'm just going to turf this out. Karen will like this. There's all my little tiny white flowers, which I know have been driving her to distraction. Evening, Michelle. Well, I'm glad you found us now. And what did I do here? So I'm looking for my fairy, my circular fairy with the wings. This is what's going to take all the time tonight, is finding all the right bits. I know it's in here somewhere. There we go. So I've got her down there. And I've used another one of these paper ribbons that we made and pleated last week. But this one, I used some of the pattern paper as opposed to the coloured paper that we've cut. So I'm just going to cut this down a bit. In my original, I used my sewing machine, but you absolutely don't have to use the sewing machine either at all. It just works just as well without. So all I'm going to do for my paper ribbon is I'm just going to fold and pleat this paper, and I use this quite a lot because I think it's a really good way of making you know, an embellishment to coordinate with, you know, whatever papers we've got. You know it's going to fit because it's going to be the same paper. Dead easy to make. You just keep folding, pushing it over and folding. So, and it's just a good way of using up your odds and ends. So that's it folded, which is perfectly adequate. You do not have to sew it at all. So I'd put that down there like that. And then here I've got one of the decorative sort of plaque bits. This is what's going to take the time now, looking for these things. So I apologise profusely. I'm going to need a white flower as well by the looks of it. Oh, I found my wooden bits as well that I'd lost last week. They turned up. There we go. So I've used the life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. So what I'm going to do now is just stick these down. But to make sure that I've got plenty of these, because I like to use as many as possible and make it, you know, last. Bye, Mel. I'm going to just cut that up first and put that underneath there. So, glue. Little spot of glue on the back of that. Pop that down there. A little bit of glue on the back of my fairy. That can go there. And then some glue on the back of my paper ribbon. And I'm going to have to hold this in place whilst the glue sets. Oh. So while I'm holding this, I don't know if anybody's looked on my Cal Summers Workshops Facebook page today, but one thing that I did last October, which I've started to do again this October, is a daily prompt. Now, I know we all know about December dailies and keeping a daily, you know, a journal all the way through December. But I know a lot of people really enjoy doing an October daily. So what I've done is I've written a series of prompts, and there'll be one every day for you to keep an October journal. And this year what I've done slightly differently is I'm going to give you something every day to incorporate on your journal, your page, whatever it is that you're doing. So for instance, today was all about all the reasons why you might like to keep an October journal. So it might be because you like, you know, seeing, you know, autumn colours. It might be because you like the excitement of the kids getting ready to trick or treat. It might be because it's harvest time and you're thankful. All of these things. It doesn't matter, you know, what your reason is for keeping a October journal. But I'm asking why. So the first page that you do would be explaining why you want to keep the journal, and I've suggested that you put some text on the page, which I know is fairly obvious, but actually you might want to hide it on a tag or whatever. But that's something that I'll be doing throughout October, so there'll be a different prompt every day. I also do one in December, so watch out for that. But it's like I said, if you do an October one, do pop over to the page and you'll find one on there as well. So last bit, little bit of glue, and I'm just going to pop that on there like that. Dead simple, dead quick, and that page is done. Well, it's not actually, because we're going to put some glitter glue on, but I'm going to do that at the end. That's the idea. So middle page here, little bit of my blue, which I've put somewhere safe, probably in yesterday's. Right, let's take a little bit of the blue. And make a pleat with this one. So all I'm doing is I'm just taking some of the blue paper that I've got. I'm tearing it towards me so that I can control where I'm tearing it. And if I tear it towards me, you can see that I get this nice sort of like core of my paper showing, which I think looks rather nice. So I'm just going to fold that up now to make my paper ribbon. Okay, so that's going to go on there. I am going to look for a big poinsettia, which is going to go there. Oh, and there's this Winter Tales one, but I think I'm going to distress the edge of this. So I'm just going to use my scissors. If you've got one of those fancy tools, you can use one of those. But I'm just going to distress it with the edge of my scissors, which gives just as good effect, to be honest. So that's going to go underneath there. And I've got my flower. and my paper ribbon. I am going to look for that little winter tails sign, which isn't this one, I don't think. Oh no, it's that one. That's for the other one. There it is. And you know, I said I'd found my wooden shapes. I tidied up.
Lethal.
Never, ever, ever tidy up. I don't believe this. Right, my wooden shapes. And I'm going to use my little birdie. Hi Diana, hi Christy. You're fine, don't you worry, I've only been rabbiting. You haven't missed anything of consequence. I'm going to just take my little wooden bird and he's going to go on there like that. So now I'm just going to glue it down. So, spot of glue on the back of that one. Pop that there. Spot of glue on the back of that one. Pop that there. Little bit of overhang over the edge adds to a bit of interest. Bit of glue on the back of my paper ribbon. Pop that down there.
These says you had the round bird on the next page before.
I did. I don't really, it doesn't matter actually. Which one have I wonder which one I put on there. Oh, it must have been the poinsettia. Oh well, that one's going there then. Never mind.
It is now.
It is now. Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm glad somebody's on the ball. I'm not with it at all. You wouldn't believe the number of parcels we've got out this week. It's been quite something, hasn't it, Mark?
It's been box-tastic.
Box-tastic, yeah, it has. Something like that. It's just left me a bit brain dead.
Someone boxed your ears.
Boxed my ears. I think I boxed everything. Right, pop that on top there. Oh, spend more time holding things down to glue them. Right, and a little bit on my birdie, which is going to go there. And then lastly, I'm going to take one of these medium-sized poinsettias. Oh, that's too little. One a bit bigger than that. That one will do. And I'm going to take a little bit of... Oh, Celia, don't you worry, lovely. Do you know, Mark and I were talking about Bloom Street today. And we thought next year, on its anniversary, we might have a revamp. With
Bloom Street
Bloom Street version 2.0, and just maybe update it a bit and maybe do a kit or something, because I can't believe how much you guys love it. And Celia, it makes me so happy that you've made what? You're on your third one. Wow, I am so impressed with that. So impressed. You're an absolute star. So yeah, I'm just going to put a little white flower on, and I'm just going to put on a piece of chipboard. You can use a bit of foam if you like, and that's going to go above him up there, just for a little bit of texture and whatever. So this page now, same again. We've got, well, I'm using the poinsettia. You can use whichever one you like. I like to mix it up. I'm going to distress it. I didn't distress this one in the original, but I'm going to distress it now anyway. pop that down.
Alison is on her 7th.
7th Bloom Street. Flipping heck. Wow.
Thumbs up from Dee.
You really like that, don't you?
Bloom Street 2.0.
Yeah. Karen, you haven't done Bloom Street. I reckon Bloom Street is the most made of any of my books. So come on, right, I want to know. Celia, you can get involved in this one. What is it about Bloom Street that you like? Tell me. I'm really intrigued. So I'm just going to cut another piece of paper that I can use for a paper ribbon.
Alison loves it.
Really intrigued by this because I know how much people love Bloom Street, but I want to know why. Right, I'm going to use a really thin one this time. I used a thick one there, but I'm going to use a thin one. What is it about Bloom Street? Why has it captured everybody's imagination? Because it's quite a simple book and it's very, very traditional. Right, some glue on the back of my paper ribbon. Let's hold it down. This might need 2 thin pieces actually. One might not be enough. Now, didn't Nikki, I don't think Nikki's here tonight. Nikki, I'm sure I need to have a better look because I haven't had a chance to look properly in the group. But did Nikki say that she'd made one with just 2 pages or with 2 extra pages?
I think it was a 2 page.
I'll have to have a look and go and see what she's done. Yeah, because that was an interesting idea.
Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki Dowman.
Yes.
I'm amazed. I just would have thought it might have been too traditional for people. I couldn't believe how people just loved it. I like it, don't get me wrong. What was I going to... I thought the other day about making one for some reason. And I can't remember what it was. Yeah, if you go and have a look in the group, Nikki Dowman's made one with 2 pages. I noticed, but I haven't had a good look at it yet. So I'll go back and have a look. But that's interesting. It is a happy book, Wendy.
We like happy.
Ah, Celia, that's a great idea. Yeah, I like this one. I mean, considering I thought that it was only going to be a 1-week class, I know I might have dragged it out a bit. But it's all about the way that you decorate it, isn't it, I think? I'll look forward to seeing a photo of that, Celia. But yeah, I think you're right. This would make a great Christmas one. It would, really. Quick and easy. And you don't have to take hours over it like I have. Right, so I've got a couple of paper ribbons. Oh, I've forgotten to put... well, I haven't actually. Well, I have, but I haven't. So I'm just going to pop that there. And I can see that I've put a poinsettia underneath. So let me just chop it up a bit. Chop it in half. And I can just pop that under there. And you'll never know that I forgot to put it in. How cool's that? This is why I always put, like, I don't cover everything in glue. I only kind of put it in the middle so that if I want to slot bits in, I can. I'm going to put another little one on there. There's not enough on this page.
Go for it.
no, I'm just reading what Dee's saying. Because I think it was Michelle made a really interesting point yesterday that intrigued me no end. When we were talking about the Christmas book, and she said, is it going to be like a traditional photo book, or is it going to be something more like Winter Tales Large? Because the Winter Tales Large, it's quite specific to the paper, and it's not, it is for photos, obviously, but it's more about the paper. And I thought that was really interesting because there's two camps there. There's the photo book, and then there's the art book, shall we say. And I hadn't really considered before that there really are two ways of looking at it and what people like to do. Right, so just to finish this off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of my glitter glue. I get covered in this. This is great. If you can get hold of this Cosmic Shimmer, I've had this for years. I don't even know where I got it from, but it is ace. And I'm just going to put some shimmer and sparkle on the flowers and round about, just for a bit of interest. Right, yeah, but this is the only thing, you get covered in it, but it's really full of glitter. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. All right, so that's the inside of the book decorator. So I'm just going to put that to one side for a minute. And now I'd like us to have a look at the closure. So the way that I've done the closure here is I've used this wooden tag that we've got here. And I've added onto it some of the poinsettias and the squirrel head. But on the back, I've covered it as well. So that's what I want to do with you now. So if we turn over our wooden tag, find a piece of paper, and it doesn't matter which one it is, that fits across the back of your book. Yeah, your tag even. Pop some glue onto your tag.
Could you do Bloom Street with House of Roses?
You could absolutely do Bloom Street with House of Roses. That would be lovely. The only thing, the only word of caution I would say is that Bloom Street uses 1001 pages, pieces of pattern paper. And the House of Roses only comes in packs of 10. And I reckon, you know what, that little House of Roses is nearly done. You'll be amazed to hear. So maybe next week I'll show you that. Yeah, if you use any of these Stamperia papers, which are always gorgeous, the only downside is that you're going to need a lot of them. Right, so now I'm just going to cut around my tag, which I've now backed. A little tip for you, if you're ever worried about the edges not quite being fitting right, or if you've got lots of little nooks and crannies, use nail file. It'll just make things the right shape for you. So I'm just going to make a hole where that round bit is, because I'm going to need to put my ribbon through there in due course. And now I'm going to add in these extra bits. So I'm going to get the wooden poinsettia. I'm going to get this little cut apart there that I use. That's going to go there. And I'm going to add in some of these poinsettia, the flat bits that I've still got lying around. Because let's be honest, I have thousands of them. We know because we fussy cut them all out.
11 billion.
It is 11 billion, and I'm just going to add some of those in. So, let's just add that in there. Bit of glue on that. And that's a bit big, that one. Just going to pop that up onto a bit of grey board.
Your glue's working well.
My glue's working extremely well at the moment, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing. Put some of these little tiny ones on, seeing as we went to the bother of fussy cutting them all out.
Yay.
Just add that in. Right, little bit of my glitter glue, because, you know, glitter. Ugh. And we're going to turn it over and we're going to do the front. So what I need now is I need to take out the reindeer head. Be careful, because the first time I took this out I managed to rip one of his antlers off. So do be careful when removing it. I might have to get Mark to do this. Darling,
Yes, my dear.
I'm having a few problems with my antlers.
Horny things.
Yes. I'm trying to get it out without ripping into pieces. Can you do that for me?
Yes.
I'll loan him out for a price. Oh yes, Sue. Sue sent me some of the Mod Podge glitter last year. It was absolutely amazing. That is definitely worth a try. If you can get hold of that, it's ace. That's really great stuff. I'd forgotten about that. It's because I've used it all. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Right, so moose head, reindeer head, squirrel head, whatever he is. I'm just going to add a few of my white flowers, because, you know, white flowers. Might as well get our money's worth for them. And I'm going to add in this head. Make sure you put glue on his antlers, because if they get knocked, because they're going to go off the tag a bit, they will break. And pop that on there like that. Okay. And why not? Let's put a little bit of sparkle on there as well. So that Mod Podge glitter, is it a year-round thing or was it seasonal? Right, you should have some ribbon in your kit. And here's how I put this together. So what I did was I folded my ribbon in half. You've got an awful lot of ribbon, probably far more than you actually need. And I'm going to take the rounded bit. So this is half. I'm going to pop it through the hole. I might need my scissors to just poke that through. So I've got the folded rounded bit through the hole, and I'm just going to pull those other two bits through like that. Okay, I'm sure there's a technical name for this, but I don't know what it is. Now, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches up, I'm going to make a knot. And the reason that I'm doing this is that so when I wrap this around my book, it means that the tag will kind of hang loose. I knew you were going to launch into song there. Okay, so I've just put a little knot in it there. That's probably a bit longer than I needed, but it doesn't matter. So that's our tag, our closure made, and I'm just going to put that to one side. because now we're going to, on the final stretch, we're going to have a look at some photo mats. So the photo mats that I used are a big mixture of things. So I've got 3 6x4. So these will fit 6x4 photos that I've matted on the back. If I haven't got enough paper, I've just piecemealed it. And I don't think you can tell, and I don't think it looks a mess. And then I've added things onto the front, like I've just stapled some of these little tags. I've added some of these little tiny flowers with some sparkles. Here's the third one. So I've cut out my little, let's call it a rabbit. It's not a rabbit, is it? The bird and some more of the white flowers. Decorated the back. I've got 3 of these smaller ones, just paper on the back. Oh, and a tag. And then I've used some of the cut aparts. They've gone in there. I've cut out these. They've gone in there. So really, this, you know, these bits are all about using up what you've got. So you can put in as many as you like, but I'm just going to make these ones that I started. So these ones are going to be, I'm pretty certain, to fit a 6x4 photo. So if you grab some of your plain white card, we will cut out, I'm just going to start with 3 6x4 photo mats. Now, hi Gail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them to fit a 6x4 photo. But if it's a 6x4 photo, I like to have a little bit of a gap around the outside to show the you know, the actual cardstock, because I think that makes the photos pop a bit more. So I'm going to add 1/8 of an inch on. So I'm going to cut my photo mats at 6 1/8 of an inch by 4 1/8 of an inch. That means that I can put a standard 6x4 photo on, and I'm going to have a little gap around the outside.
Reveal.
Is that what it's called?
That's what I call it.
A reveal. I suppose that makes sense, yeah. Okay, so those are my 3 basic photo mats. Those are these ones, okay? So then we've got this one. Lost my ruler. Which is, oh God. Which is to fit a 3x4 inch photo. So I'm going to make 3 of these, but I'm going to cut them at 3 1/8 by 4 1/8 inches. And you can make as many of these as will fit in. I'm just making 3 just because, why not?
Hot is good.
And if you want to, you can, oh, what's the word I want? Round the corners. Right, so I'm just going to use, because we've got loads of scraps left over, I'm just going to go to the papers that I've got, and I'm just going to back them. So, let's have a look. Yeah, that'll do. So let's cut that one at 6 inches. But that's not going to be wide enough. So I'll just cut these down. So let's cut that down to also 6 inches. Let's see if those are big enough. And I'm just gonna, actually I'm gonna do it that way around. I'm just gonna mat the back of this photo mat. There you go, paper piecing, looks like it was meant to be like that. And then I can add in bits to the back. So what have I got here? Believe in magic. Let's pop that there. So easy to make photo mats. And they're just a great way of using up all the little bits that you've got left over. Let's use one of these little flowers. Pop that there. Oh, didn't cut that down far enough. What was I thinking? I haven't cut that down at all. It's not the right piece. I know. Nobody told me though.
I'm just assuming you know what you were doing.
I don't. I've got a clue what I'm doing. You of all people should know that. It's not quite wide enough. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll make it look like it was always meant to be like that. Pop that there, like that. Got some flowers. There, you see, it looks like it was always meant to be like that. Now, if you're giving this away for a gift, I always like to try and give people an idea of what to do with these things. So I'm going to stamp place photo here on the front. I do have some of these which were designed by me. Very difficult to design. Place photo here stamp. Took me hours to get it right, I can tell you. I do have some in the shop. They're very clever. They're in my colours. Look, sparkly. And it says CS on the top. And that's to give you a guide so that you know which way up to stamp. So place that down. There you go. Place photo here. How cool is that? I love these.
It's magic.
It is magic. There we go. So while they're drying, I'm going to do the little photo mats in exactly the same way. So these you just decorate up the back of the bit that I've already wrecked. I might just use that one. Ugh, it's all sticky. This is much more sedate than last night's class. There we go. Did everybody decorate the front of their the front of this little book last week? Or has anybody not done it? Do you want me to go over it and do mine because I haven't done it yet? Or have you all already done it apart from Sarah and I? You reckon? Oh, that's good, Michelle, because I reckon I must be boring you are stupid. Oh, I've done that one. Which one haven't I done? It's hard to get here. No, Jill, I haven't done mine either. I'll do it in a minute. Right. That sounded cat-like. Is it? Oh gosh. I hope she doesn't jump up. You can tell I'm not a stamper. I'll smudge that one. Well done. Right, so now we can decorate up these because that's had a bit of a chance to dry. So I'm going to grab my stapler. Have I shown you my stapler? I love my stapler. It's magic. I got it from Amazon. It's the best stapler in the world. It's actually a long arm stapler, but it doesn't look like one because it twists so that you can do staples in the middle of things. I think this is the best stapler in the world. Amazon. There you go. Right. Let's pop that on there. What else can I attach? Any excuse to use my stapler. Oh, found some more white flowers. Oh, I've broken my wonderful stapler. Mark. Anyway, so, right. Photo mats decorated. Oh, sorry. Not right. Okay, so let's look at the front now. So this is the last bit that we need to do. So I'm going to decorate it exactly the same as I have on the front there. So let's just lie it flat whilst we're working on it. And I'm going to find the round bit with the village scene on. That's that one. I'm going to need my wooden lady. She can go on there. I'm going to need that wooden beautiful moments bit there. And I need to make a paper ribbon. So I'll just use this one and just fold it. Thank you, dear.
Martha's destroying stuff.
What's she doing?
Running around.
Oh, God. And I want some of the white one as well. I haven't got many of my ice crystals left, mainly because I dropped them all over the floor. I'm not quite sure how I managed that, but I did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shush. Right, and then I want some of these wordy bits. And some of my poinsettias. Right, that'll do. Okay, so I'm going to distress the outside of this one, just because I can. Should I use these scissors? They're really sharp. I'm scraping myself with them. Okay, so let's pop that there, about there, about there. Right, my lady, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on her. Oh, and on her hand. Because I want to be able to slip things underneath. So I need to know roughly where she's going to go. About there. But now I want to take some of my white flowers. I'm going to chop them in half so I get more out of them.
Because we need more.
Because we need loads of them. And I'm just going to pop those underneath her. Just for a bit of sort of added interest. Like that. Now I'm going to glue down my paper ribbons. I have a feeling that one might be a bit long, so I'll just rip it. She might be better the other way around. Ugh, I'm covered in glue now. Put that under her a bit. I know I'm concentrating because ever since you said about me having my tongue between my teeth and I'm concentrating, it's all I think about when I'm concentrating.
You concentrate on concentrating.
I do well, no. But I know I've got my tongue between my teeth. Right, let's glue that down. Talk amongst yourselves. Don't worry about it, Trish. We were having a chat about this last night, and I think there's an awful lot to be said for watching it back first, or at least taking part and chatting, and then making up your thing afterwards. There's a lot to be said for that. Okay, now I'm going to put my wooden bit there on top. Ugh. Actually, I'm going to pop that up on some board. Let's put that one there, seeing as I use the other one on the back of an insert. Not that it matters, but there we go. I'll just add a few of these around, because why not? Right, now we want to put some more of these little ice crystals on, because if you can see here, I've got ice crystals over the top. So I'm just going to attach those with some white glue. So blob that on. And let's hope I've got enough ice crystals left, because I really did drop an awful lot of them. Now I've lost my bag. Where's my red bag gone?
Oh, no.
I had it for the ribbon and it had me ice crystals. Oh, there they are. Oh, by the way, we went up to the wholesalers and we asked about the ice crystals, and he said that we weren't alone in wanting them.
Good.
But they haven't got any and they can't get them anymore. Has anyone thought of inking the edges of the paper ribbons? Oh yeah, it would. That would work really great. I like that idea. That would really give it some definition, wouldn't it? Right. Who was it said that they'd just got their glossy accents? Because what I'm going to do with it now, my glossy accents, and these get bunged up no matter what you do to them. I'm going to blob my glossy accents over the top of those ice crystals. It was Trish, yes, I remember now. And it's going to look pants. And that's okay, because it doesn't dry pants, if you see what I mean. It looks really blobby, but once it dries, it's not so blobby.
Sarah says hi.
Hi, Sarah. So, right. That is as much as I'm going to do to my my cover, because once that's all dry, I'm going to go over it and put some more of my sparkles on. So, put that to one side. Let's look at my original here. I'm just going to show you now. I've got my big photo mats. Let's pop those in. I've got my little photo mats. Once it's all dry, you can pop these in. Oh, things all tangled up. There we go. You've got some cut aparts left over. You can add those in for a bit of interest. You've got things like, what do you call them? Oh, hang on. I'm having a glossy moment. It's all going everywhere. You've got these little, what do you call them? These bits. They can go in. Just fill it up. And then to close it, fold it round, grab your closure. And like I said, it's going to have a bit of a drop on it now because we've made that knot. So I'm going to lay that down on the front of my book. And I'm literally going to wrap this ribbon round a couple of times. Tie it in a bow. Oh, Can't tie a bow tonight. And that's our book completed. There you go, all done. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's as quick and easy as you want to make it. Well, it is quick and easy unless you start faffing around with decorating and stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't know what we're going to do next week. Probably nothing on Thursday, but we might do something the week after. So there we go. All done. Another one to put in our Hall of Fame. So when you finish them, pop them up in the group. I always love to see what you've been making. If you've been using other papers, show me too, because that's like dead cool. Because I reckon this will work for any occasion with any papers. And I will see you guys all next Wednesday for some more of the large tales. Thanks ever so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Oh.
Bye.